very good women's teams, and one of them is going to reach the classic doubles final. As you can see, the ball will start play in the goal area. In this case, it's Anaïs Noël putting it into play. When we first started covering these international events, the French players were Bonzini players and not much else. They could play very well on the Bonzini, and you'll see that in the second game. But over the years, they have really become very good multi-table players. Here we see the standard front pin from Dwenger. Picked up here by Marina Pohl. Tried to come back to that far side. Taken away by Jessica Bechtel, who banks it off the outside wall and in to get the scoring underway here in game number 1. Let's look at it again. You see Jessica brings it across, then nails it off that outside wall. 1-0 lead early on and make it 2-0. As Bechtel comes down the middle, put it into play and immediately scored it. And I think that's a big advantage for a team in this event. If you have a good scoring goalie, you can immediately put it into play and potentially score the ball. You're going to have some success, and it's now 3-0 as Noël has that one knocked back into the goal. Semi-final action in classic doubles, and there's Anaïs Noël, the great French player, putting it into play and immediately scoring to that short corner. It's 3-1. Bechtel. I think the idea, of course, of classic doubles is to kind of take everyone back a couple of decades to how the game used to be played. And there is Bechtel again, this time off the inside wall. It's 4-1. Looking at it again, we saw her go outside earlier. She goes inside here. 4-1 lead for the Germans on their home table, opening up this semifinal match in classic women's doubles. And there's Noël again. She's got both of them for her team. It's 4-2, and again, the advantage of the good shooting goalie. And watch here as she immediately puts it into play, touching 3 men, and then comes across with a push shot. The goalies have contributed 4 of the 6, make it 5 of the 7 as Bechtel closes out. But certainly one of the most significant ones ever, with this many players being done in this manner, in such a professional fashion by the German Federation. Here's Noël, rather Pohl in the forward position. She has it blocked and taken away by Jessica Bechtel, who was the star of that first game, and she opens up the second game with a score. Jessica with 4 of her team's 6 goals. Noël putting it into play, and it's Pohl who ends up with it. Marina, a former Bonzini world champion, a member of Team France several occasions. Trying to tie this second game up. This hits it and comes back to Jessica Bechtel. She banked that one off the inside wall. Well, the show that will be put on this weekend, the presentation of this event, I think as good as we've ever seen. The finals area, and you've seen it on the one camera angle that shows the entire finals area. It's beautiful. It is as good a pit area, a finals area, as we have ever seen. Great job by the German Federation, the ITSF, to put on an event of this magnitude with this many players. It is a professional job, and it has been a success so far, even though we're only halfway through the first day. Here's Marina Pohl stroking it home. It's 1-1. Let's look at it again as she sets it up on that far side, brings it up down the middle to even it up at 1 apiece. The Germans won the first game on the Leonhardt table. 1-1 here in the second. Bechtel down the middle, picked up here by Dwenger. Katja able to get it through, can't hold on to it, and it's Pohl who picks it up off the back wall and can give her team the lead. Marina Pohl setting it up far side and bringing it back down the middle. It's 2-1. The winner of this one will advance to the final. One thing you see at this event The intensity of competition, the crowd involvement, the team concept, everyone rooting for their fellow countrymen or countrywomen in this case. Right now, the women from the country of France leading 2-1 here in game number 2. Lost back to Pohl. Her quick shot block by Bechtel comes back to Marina. Pohl able to make it 3-1. So far, the two teams holding on their home tables, as we're going to get a timeout here, with the Germans having one on their table, and behind shots like that from Marina Pohl, the French are leading 3-1 here in the second. You see the other great lady player from France, Estelle Jacot, sitting in the stands there. Some of the Germans giving their team some advice as they return to the table, trailing 3-1 here in the second game, but leading 1-0. And the important thing in a multi-table format is to hold on your table, to be successful on your table, and then try to steal a ball or a game on the opponent's table. Oftentimes it is just a ball. Go into the third game format, and oftentimes you just need to get one on the opponent's table to win. Anaïs Noël, angling past, gets through to Bechtel. Taken away here by Pohl. Marina Pohl, again setting it up far side, has a lot of options from this position. Tries to come directly down the middle here. Bechtel sends it back the other way. And Noël in possession. That one flicked forward by Anaïs and picked up by Jessica. Yes. And there's another one for Bechtel. That's 5 in the match. Boy, is she playing herself a match. And again, you see it here off that pin to the short corner. Jessica Bechtel keeping her team in this second game. That one fired on goal, blocked and taken away by Noël. Jessica scored 3 in the first game on her home table, and there's Noël off a man and in. So now the French ladies, you see here, this one did hit off the 5 row and then angles in to give the French a 4-2 lead here in game number 2. Noël will put it into play. Rather, we'll take a look after Bechtel had put it into play. Anaïs up the table, picked up here by Jessica. Dwenger. Taken away by Noël, who angles it up and in. And the French have responded here in this second game. The women's classic doubles final. Jessica Bechtel, who has scored 5 from goal in the match, will put it into play, opening up game number 3. And again, it's all about stealing a ball now in this third game. Just getting one on your opponent's table is huge and potentially could win you the match. Gotcha. Has it stolen away here by Pohl. Marina setting it up again, far side. And comes back stroking it home. So the French ladies steal one on the German home table. They lead 1-0 as we head back over. And you watch here as Marina really took her time, beautiful, for finding that far corner. So we head over to Bonzini, and now the Germans really need one of these two. They do not want to fall behind 3-0. And at some point they will have to score at least one to keep it even, and the second one to win the match on Bonzini. But how often have we seen in big matches, international multi-table competition, the key plays being when the opponents, in this case the Germans, score on the French table. Here's Dwenger. And she does, and she finds the back of the goal here. That's a big shot from Katja Dwenger. And she set up the pin shot and found that split pack down the middle. And that quick steal and shot on goal, and Anaïs Noël a little bit lucky to get this one back. Katja Dwenger. So we're back even again. Each team has scored a goal on the opponent's table. We'll play one more ball here before heading back over to Leonhardt. Here's Marina Pohl. That shot attempt blocked by Bechtel. Hustling try by Pohl, but it is Dwenger who picks it up on her 5-row. Working the pin series and fires it home, so they get both of them on the Bonzini table. And it's 2-1 in favor of the Germans. Watch here as she walks it and then got it off a man and in. Anaïs Noël had that far side of the goal covered pretty well, but Dwenger was able to score it anyway. As we now head back over to Leonhardt. Bechtel. Jessica Bechtel kept her team in it early, scoring from goal, but a couple of big shots by Dwenger on the Bonzini table have become very large for the German pair. And picked up here by Katja. Now all the Germans have to do is to hold on their table. That's it. And they're now up 3-1. And we're going to get a timeout called by the French ladies. Let's look at that last one as she sets up a pull shot, waits, and then strokes it down the middle. And the German ladies with 3 in a row are now ahead 3-1 in this third and final game. This ball here, hugely important for the French. They need to get one at some point on the German table. Ball put into play and then up the table, then picked up again here by Katja Dwenger. Will set it up in pull shot position. Well defending, makes the block. And it's Pohl who picks it up on her 3-run. Big possession here for Marina, who fires it home near side. That is a big shot for Pohl. As we head back over to Bonzini after this effort from Marina Pohl, finds the back of the goal. Back to the French home table we go, and we are basically on serve. French back on their table, trailing by a goal. Marina along the near wall can tie this third game up at 3. Remember, we play until we get a 2-goal lead. That one will bounce right back to Marina on her 5. And taken away here by Katja. Dwenger. Strokes it home near side. It is match point for the Germans. Katja Dwenger, who has shot the ball very well on the Bonzini, continues with that one. Match point for the German ladies. Marina Pohl. Marina works it and tried to cut it back down the middle, taken away by Jessica Bechtel, who sends that one up the table. And it's picked up here on the 3-rod of Dwenger, who can win the match. Katja. Try to take it out to the far side. She has a really nice release on that pin shot. Gets a lot of power and speed to the corners. She'll look at it again with a chance to win the match. Katja Dwenger strokes it home, and there it is. And what a performance by Katja Dwenger and Jessica Bechtel, who defeat Marina Pohl and Anaïs Noël to advance to the Classic Women's Doubles Final. Looking at it again, she shot it extremely well the second half of the match, and especially on the Bonzini table. You see the score, you see the celebration, and you see the first ladies finalists in the Classic Doubles event.